What's good, listen? Welcome back to another episode of Listen Doctor Podcast. You join with your host, the Listen Doctor. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Tuesday. What's good, listen? Welcome back to another episode of Listen Doctor Podcast. Happy Monday, Cyber Monday for you guys, man, that's out there in the world that's celebrating Cyber Monday. Shout out to everybody who had a great Thanksgiving. I had a great Thanksgiving. We had family over, me and the wife. I cooked, had an awesome time with the nieces and nephews. Got full, ate a lot of food, ate a lot of fucking food. Got to work that off this week. We ate a lot of food, a lot of desserts, and we had a good old time, man. But others' holiday season was not as good. You know, we try to do news on stories a lot that's happening in the city of New Orleans because that's where I'm from. And I'm not there anymore, but that's where I'm from. And I like to talk about what's going on in the city, try to help the city out. Today, man, somebody sent me the story yesterday about the shooting that took place, several shootings that took place in New Orleans. One on Thanksgiving Day, another one Saturday, and another one a couple of days, like a couple of hours after that shooting took place. And killing of 3 people and injuring maybe 4 people and injuring 8 other people was injured. One of the youngest kids to be shot, one of the youngest people to be shot was a 3-year-old child was killed. So we're going to go ahead and listen to the story, and then we're going to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on what I feel should happen, what I feel was the cause of this. Let's get directly into it. Let's go.
This is breaking news.
6 o'clock on your Sunday. Good morning. I'm Maddie Kurth, and we're starting with breaking news this morning as New Orleans police investigate 6 separate shootings this weekend. In total, 11 victims were shot across the city, 8 people are injured, and 3 were killed, including a young child. The most recent shooting happened around 2:30 this morning in the heart of our downtown hotels and shops. Police say 4 people were injured when bullets flew in the 700 block of Canal Street. Check out this video from our crew earlier there on the scene. Even as police shut down several blocks, you can still see downtown buzzing with people weaving through. This was one of 3 overnight shootings on that busy Canal Street. Earlier last night around 7:30, detectives were called to the Marriott Hotel in the 500 block. Sources say a man stumbled into the lobby with a gunshot wound. He was rushed to the hospital, and at this time, we do not know his condition. Then about an hour and a half later, police say another man was shot about 4 blocks down Canal near the Ritz-Carlton. Police say he too was rushed to the hospital by EMS. Now, around that same time over in New Orleans East, officers were called to the 8900 block of Bunker Hill Road. There they found one male shot, and EMS took him to the hospital. Police say a short while later, a second victim in this shooting showed up to a hospital for treatment, but no word yet on either of their conditions this morning. The violent Saturday night then brought investigators to Central City, where police say a 3-year-old boy was shot and killed in a residence on Willow Street. Child abuse detectives are working to figure out what happened in this tragedy. The boy arrived at University Medical Center in a private vehicle around 11:20 last night, where he was later pronounced dead. And again in the East, police say 2 men were killed around 4:30 yesterday afternoon in the Westlake Forest neighborhood. Police say it happened in the 6700 block of Terra Lane near the Cypress Park apartments. Officers say when they got there, they found 2 men shot to death. The victims were taken to the coroner's office, who will later release their identities. All 6 of these investigations are still in the very early stages. Police have not yet named any suspects or announced any arrests. But if you have information that may be helpful to those police officers, you can report your tip anonymously through Crime Stoppers by calling that number on your screen, 504-822-1111.
So you've seen that, man. They said that the youngest to be shot and killed was a 3-year-old little boy. And I just have a problem with all of this, really. But I have a problem with they said the day after Donald Trump was elected to be president of these United States. They said that the world was going to end. He was going to put everybody black in slavery. He was going to give the police officers rights to kill us. He was going to give us the police immunity to stop someone of a race, of a different color of a race, meaning black or brown, and was able to kill us on sight. and none of that had happened. But we have seen other black people like you and I kill each other in the city of New Orleans. We have seen black people like you and I go around stabbing young people, killing people all the time. And no one talks about it. Just so happened a couple of weeks ago, the city of New Orleans, or like a month and a half ago, the city of New Orleans had a beautiful second line for one of the most famous singers of all time, Frankie Beverly. Beautiful second line, beautiful, memorial, everything. They had a casket with a fake waxed Frankie Beverly in it, walking around the city, having drinks, having everything on. They had named the day Frankie Beverly Day. Everybody had white, but this little 3-year-old was killed. And I seen the memorial. Not that many people were out there. This 3-year-old was killed, and not that many people showed up. Not even did they not show up, I didn't see no marches on TV. I didn't see anybody talk about it. I didn't see anybody say anything about it other than the news stations who reported it. I didn't see any other of these black people that's in New Orleans who like to say they want to speak on issues that's happening in New Orleans. And even the ones that's not in New Orleans who still speak on behaviors and issues that's not in New Orleans, because that's what journalists are. We are free speech now, and I love the fact that everyone has a right to speak free speech, and everyone has a right to concede someone's free speech. I get that. But what I'm saying is, none of this is happening with this story that's taking place with this little kid. I don't see anybody talking about it but I don't see anybody saying it's a shame that this should stop happening. And I mean not lie. I give one person his credit. A guy off of Instagram by the name of Reggie. Reggie showed some of the shootings that took place, and Reggie did point out that this happened. But you have more people disappointed than the Saints lost. You have more people disappointed that the Saints lost a game that they should have won, might I add. But a lot of shit happened, and I don't even want to talk about that. It's a serious topic, so I don't even want to talk about that. But you have more people upset about that than what took place with this 3-year-old being shot and killed. You have more people upset that, things are happening like that in the city of New Orleans, where you have a 3-year-old who won't even see his 5th birthday, won't even see his 4th birthday, can't even make it to his 4th or 5th birthday. And I understand that it's an anomaly, right? That's what you say, right? Or it happens all the time. I mean, this happens every once in a while that a kid like this gets shot and killed. No, it happens a lot. And not only does it happen a lot, it's happened so much that it's like you numb to it. I remember as a kid growing up in the projects in New Orleans, hearing gunshots, and we would go right back to doing what we was doing. You heard what the news said. They had a shooting out there on Canal Street, and people were still out there shopping. People were still out there walking around doing what they had to do. They're numb to it. But I have a question, ladies and gentlemen. What happens when people get fed up? What happens when people say, I'm not going to New Orleans to patronize New Orleans? Like I told y'all, man, New Orleans is a city who they are relied on maybe 60 to 85% of the money that come in New Orleans by tourists. They rely on that. The city of New Orleans rely on tourists. What happens if tourists say they're not coming down to New Orleans? What if tourists say, we had enough of the shootings, we had enough of dodging bullets, we can go to Vegas and have the same type of effect of going to New Orleans, probably a better effect, because in Vegas, at least you'll win some motherfucking money down there. At the least, you'll win some money. I don't want to keep going down here and having the same fucking shit happen when this shit is crazy, right? This is crazy. I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to dodge for bullets. I don't want to have to run to my vehicle because I'm afraid somebody's going to try to kidnap me or shoot me or try to carjack me. I can have the same effect of having all this shit, drinking and doing all this in Vegas. Because I don't know if you know, you can do the same shit in Vegas, right? How am I saying that, or why am I saying that? I'll tell you right now. I'll show you why. I'm on Instagram right now, and just a little quick search. Someone sent me this. They search it, so I said I'm gonna do it. So I searched. They have a petition. They have a petition signed, and they have almost 40,000 signatures on boycotting going to New Orleans. 40,000 signatures that they are signed, that a state in Texas are signing to boycott going to New Orleans. What happens if this happens further? What happens if this happens more often and they get more people to sign this petition? What happens then, New Orleans? I've been telling y'all to get y'all shit together. I've been telling y'all, I don't know if it's a real petition or not, but it's 40,000 people who signed it. And underneath it, it says some of the reasons why they signed it, and they say some of the things what they want to see happen. A lot of people are frustrated. One of the person who created it, the guy, his name is anonymous, but he created it. He said the reason he created a petition, he first created the petition just as a joke. But when he thought about it, he said, I looked into it. When I went to New Orleans for a funeral, I got carjacked. And I understand that you can get carjacked anywhere. You can even get carjacked where I'm from in Dallas. But what made it more egregious is they carjacked me. They took my grandmother's rose necklace off of his thing, off of his whatchamacallit that he had it on, his review thing. They took his grandmother rose necklace that she left her. He was getting ready to put that rose necklace in his grandmother's casket with her. He wanted to get that to his grandmother because he was up there for a funeral. They took that. They carjacked his car. They took everything. They used his car for an attempted murder. They used his car that night of his grandmother's funeral in a murder, attempted murder. When they finally found this car 2 days later, I might add, he said that his car was messed up. It was damn near burnt, unrecognizable. This is what he came to New Orleans for his grandmother's funeral, and that's what happened to him. He's originally from New Orleans. He said he left New Orleans after Katrina and never returned. The only time that he does go back is for funerals and family gatherings and stuff like that. But you don't expect when you go to New Orleans and you're doing this and you're having a funeral that you're going to get carjacked at a funeral, at the cemetery. Somebody carjacked a lot of people at the cemetery. And it's not just him. He said that day they broke in a majority of all the people at the funeral cars. A lot of people's cars were broken into. And New Orleans is not doing anything about it. The police not doing anything about it. They're just letting this shit keep happening. Hence why he has the petition started. Hence why he's not the only one that says this. Another, and I'm just not even going in order. I'm just going down the line. I'm just scrolling. Another young lady said on a petition, her name is anonymous. She said that when she went to New Orleans, she went down there for Mardi Gras this year, I might add, and she said she was harassed and damn near shot and stabbed on Bourbon Street. She said she tried to tell this guy she didn't want to talk to him. This guy followed her and her friends to the hotel. Outside the hotel, he waited. When she called the police to tell the police he was still out there waiting on her, the police did not come for several hours. After the police came, they said they talked to this guy and everything was clear. She left the hotel to go get a drink with some friends, and when she came back, the guy was outside the hotel again. He threw battery acid on her and damn near tried to beat her in front of the hotel. Now, I think I did hear that story, and I think I did do that story, if I'm not mistaken. You know how fucking hot battery acid is? Battery acid is hot. If you warm it up to a certain temperature, that can scar you. He threw battery acid on this fucking girl. And that's why she has the potential. That's why she signed the petition. What's going to happen if more people get tired of going to New Orleans and we don't have the money and we don't have the tourists coming in? The city's going to crumble. And y'all think it's a joke. Niggas down there really think this shit is a joke. And you know how I know y'all think it's a joke? Because y'all not telling your people stop the shit y'all doing. You're not telling your cousins, hey man, it's not cool. We don't need to be doing this. You don't tell your people, hey man, this shit not cool. This shit is fucked up. We need to stop. We need to stop. And for the life of me, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why are we continue to keep doing this shit? Why? We say we love New Orleans, right? You say you love your city, right? One of the things you would do is want to take care of your city. One of the things you want to do is make sure your city don't have a bad rep. One of the things you want to do is make sure your city don't have people saying they don't want to come down there and patronize the city. As bad as Dallas is, I don't hear people saying they don't want to go there. I hear people leaving Louisiana, running to Dallas, running to Texas. How bad Houston is, and Houston got a lot of people from New Orleans that's there, and that's a fucking fucked up light on us because we made the city even worse. It was worse already, but we made the city even worse. I don't see people saying I'm not going there. As bad as Atlanta is with the gay and all the LBG and all that other shit out there and the crime, I don't hear people saying I'm not going to Atlanta. But you do hear people say I don't want to go to New Orleans. You do hear people say I don't want to go to Louisiana because it's fucked up there. You hear people saying I don't want to go buy homes there. For the life of me, I don't know why nobody would buy a home in Louisiana with the hurricanes and shit. That's just me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm not buying a home down here. Too many hurricanes. They fuck you over with property taxes. You ain't gonna be able to get your money back with a flood. Nope, I ain't doing it. But I have a problem with this. I don't see anybody saying anything about it. People are more outraged at the Saints loss. And that's an indictment on us. And I really feel like something needs to happen. But man, look, if you know anybody who did this crime, and you know this person who did this crime, who shot this little kid, man, turn these motherfuckers in. Anybody who's out here doing these crimes, man, turn these motherfuckers in, because they are a danger to our community. They are a danger to our city, our state, our kids. Somebody gotta get fed up. And if you don't get fed up about it, it's not gonna never change. It ain't gonna never stop. Please be the change that you want to see. Be the change that you want to see in your community. Step up and say something about it. Because if not, it will never, never be changed. Closed mouths don't get fed. You got to open your mouth. That's my take on it. That's what I think about it. Appreciate everybody who came to the show. This is not a live show per take. But I appreciate everybody who did come on the show and join in my chat over here on YouTube to check it out, man. And let me know what you think about it. This is really, really fucked up. Rest in peace to all the victims out there that was shot over the weekend. This is supposed to be a good weekend, Thanksgiving, to give thanks and be with family and friends. But you have 4 lives that was taken by senseless crimes. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Listen Doctor. See you guys when I see you.